This is where we kind of get into any sort of secret sauce. That's another technical term. So you have sauce, and then secret sauce is sort of your own take on the sauce. Here's what I like to do. I like to move each word out of the way right before the next word comes in. Here's what that looks like. So Kinetic comes in right here. So I'm going to back up, let's say 3 frames. Set a keyframe there for position. And right when Kinetic comes in, that's where that will stop. And that's what it looks like. Kazing, ka-ching. So starts to move, and right when it stops, clunk, Kinetic appears. And then what I've also been doing with this type of animation is adding a custom easing equation. Check this out. Ease and Whiz. You definitely need this little plugin. It gives you all these fantastic options for different easing equations. I'm not going to go into what easing is. There's a lot of great resources for learning about that on the internets. But I've been using Circ. And so we're just going to apply that to the position. And this gives the motion a little bit more. It accelerates and decelerates a little bit quicker. It gives it sort of like a punchy sort of feel. Okay, so let's move ahead. Kinetic, next word is it's syllable, typography. So again, start at the endpoint of that layer, the type layer, back up 3 frames, set a keyframe which this value and this value is going to be exactly the same. So you can copy paste if you want. Copy paste. Move it forward to where type comes in and just punch it up a little bit more. Make some more room. Og is the next one. Okay, so it looks like we're running out of screen space a little bit here because we've sort of punched in on this text block. So this would be a good time to do a scale instead of a position move. So basically the same thing. Start at the endpoint of this next layer, go back about 3 frames, set a scale keyframe. We might need to set a position keyframe as well, because we'll probably end up moving that. Pump forward here. I'm putting a vertical guide right here on the edge, just so when I scale it down, I can match it up to that edge again. And then again, let's make sure to apply the easing expression. My sexy easing expression right there. Complicated stuff. I don't know what it means, but it makes the movement look cool. Okay, so now we have a scale move. Let's have a look. Not bad. Okay, so we got another syllable coming in. Ra. I'll set a position keyframe and maybe just punch it up ever so slightly. Next one is Phi. So we'll do the same thing again. And here's what we have so far.
Kinetic typography is
looking good, eh? It's kind of building out. Okay, so let's do another scale because we're running out of room. But this is cool. This is cool. Here's something we can do. Is kind of big, so maybe let's scale is up and the text block down. So let's set some scale keyframes for is. and we'll just have it scale up. It's left justified right now. It's going to scale from wherever its anchor point is. And right now, you can see it's left justified. The anchor point is over here on the left side. So that's where it's going to scale from. You see it when I turn this value down, all the way down to 0. Disappears into the anchor point. So now is pops up, but at the same time I want this whole text block to scale down. So let's set scale and position keyframes for that. Oops. Grab my null. Is scales up and the text block scales down. Kinetic typography is looking good. Okay, so with the way she reads it's kind of drawn out, and you can see I've got extra O's here. So rather than have that just pop on screen, I think it'd be cool if it's sort of spelled out. Now, After Effects includes all sorts of great text presets for animating text. Another Google search and you will be able to find them. Or under your Effects and Presets panel, you can go down to Text, and all of these are different types of text animations that you can just click to apply. Let's see what this one does. So this is a good resource, but you know, with any sort of preset, don't overdo it. We're not going to use that preset though. I'm going to use this typewriter preset, typewriter, animate in, and with this layer selected, just double click. That's the double click sound. And you can see that it's got keyframes already set. And there you go. And we need to make some more room here, so let's go ahead and move our null up again. And that moves the whole chunk. We probably need to scale this down again. Go ahead and do that as well. So now our move looks like so. And then there's 2 more words. I think this is pretty simple. Let's just move the null up like so, and then move it up one more time. Okay, so let's see what we have. Quick render.
Kinetic typography is so last year.
So's a little off.
So
let's have a look at the waveform again. So it starts here.
So
and it doesn't end till about here. So I need this keyframe to be extended. Let's try that.
Kinetic typography is so last year. Kinetic typography is so last year.
It's a little better. Okay, so that's it. That's where I'm going to leave it. I'm impressed that nobody had any questions. I didn't see any raised hands at all. There are so many different ways to do this, and that's kind of the fun part of it. There's endless ways to animate ideas. This is one, but let this be sort of a starting point for you. Go nuts, have fun, play around. Take a particular word and add some of your own secret sauce to it. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. And hit me up on Twitter or on my blog if you have questions. Later.
Kinetic typography is so last year.